Yeah, what happened last time?
I was recording it, and I had my headphones in, so it only recorded my audio.
I mean, to be fair, also there was a lot of people having trouble to talk because there was everyone was. I think there was just too many people in that one goal. I'd say.
Yeah, there's a lot of internet issues.
There's loads in that one.
All right. It's always awkward starting these kind of things. Such a horrible feeling. Like, all right.
Wait, hold on. Give me a second.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
Oh.
Want to mute yours too, Oscar?
Wait, should I mute mine?
Mute it when you're not talking, yeah. Okay. Hello and welcome to the first ever TFN Podcast. Today, I will be your host, Jonathan, and I am joined by two other excellent people on my panel today. We'll start with Ben. Ben, you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, guys? My name's Ben. I'm from South East London, and I support Arsenal.
And we have Oscar.
Hello, I'm Oscar. I'm from North London and I support Arsenal.
Alright, so I'm surrounded by two Arsenal fans, so let's start with Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0. Ben, what happened? Let's start there.
I think the choice to play Mertesacker with the way Chelsea play football was a really, really wrong choice. I mean, straight away you could tell Diego Costa was just rinsing Mertesacker for pace nearly every single time. I definitely think Gabriel should have started. Gabriel, no matter what their past is, no matter what differences they have, I still think Gabriel would have been the perfect choice because when we went down to 10 men, in the second half, we must have caught the Chelsea striker offside 7 or 8 times. It was crazy how many times we were catching him offside. And I think that's simply because Koscielny, that back line with Monreal, Koscielny, Gabriel, Bellerin, they are all really, really quick players. And it's perfect just to catch strikers offside. But, you know, once you go down to 10 men against a top team like Chelsea, no matter how bad they played this season, they're going to, you know, they punished us quickly. And they really did try to control the game. But we still should have scored. I think we should have scored 2 goals at least. There was that one chance Flamini had where it fell from Ramsey straight to his feet, and somehow he just put it over. I could not believe how he put that over. And then there was another chance with Walcott from a corner. Monreal laid the ball into him through the defence somehow, and I don't know if it was a shot or if it was a cross, but it went wide, but there was Koscielny near enough open on the back post for a tap-in. I mean, it was such a disappointing game to go to and just witness because it was typical. We have some kind of mental barrier that just stops us from beating Chelsea, and it's so frustrating. I honestly cannot describe how frustrating it is. It's one of the most annoying teams to play for an Arsenal fan because the hate runs so deep. No matter how much we're supposed to hate Tottenham, Chelsea's just another level. But you know what's happened has happened. Chelsea are still bottom half of the table. I'm not really that bothered, but we can still easily push for the title. Easily.
All right, Oscar, anything you want to add? Anything Ben didn't touch on? 1-0 defeats are always difficult, but anything else?
I think what he said on we could have scored was perfect. We had enough opportunities, but probably what didn't help with us not scoring is taking off our striker. I think that was a really bad decision. Like, you've got to have a big target man. We have that with Giroud. Before he was playing great, he had loads of opportunities, and yeah, he probably could have scored, but he didn't. I think he should have taken a wide man off for him. Maybe I know Theo had the arm back, but I thought he had a really bad game. One of the wide men did, so I think that was a big mistake. Yeah, sorry. Okay, sorry. I pressed something wrong.
I think I only watched the final 40 minutes, but definitely the introduction of Alexis Sanchez made a hell of a difference, and Mertesacker off the field. How big is it to have Alexis Sanchez back, Ben?
He's a huge player for us. I mean, you could tell when he came on, we were absolutely buzzing. We were so happy to see him back on the pitch. He looks lively. He had a bit of trouble getting into the game straight away, I think. But he was making us tick in that final third. I mean, I think Arsene told him to be really careful with how everyone knows how Alexis just loves to just chase the ball down like he's a dog, and that's literally what he does after time. But he looked a much more calmer person when we didn't have the ball. He wasn't running for it, because then Chelsea would have had so much space to play with. But it was so annoying because we were really going for it at the end, and it was just gutting. I was absolutely gutted to hear that final whistle, because I still thought it was a really good game. Even if we had 10 men, we still gave them a right old fight, and Chelsea weren't really giving us a right old one toward the end. We looked like we could even have a point out of that, and that's the most annoying thing about it, that we couldn't. I mean, Chelsea didn't make any errors, but we just couldn't really find that final ball, get that final finish. It was just a really horrible game. Really, really horrible game.
All right, Oscar, over to you. So everyone knows Ben touched on the importance of Alexis Sanchez. Mesut Ozil, also extremely important. Who is the more important player to Arsenal this season?
Out of those two, I'd probably go just purely on the basis that he creates everything. If you watch the game in the midfield, everything runs through him. But I'd say who I'd want back more at the moment is probably Francis Coquelin, because I think we're missing that rock in the midfield. And I think Francis Coquelin in that midfield is probably one of the most important players at Arsenal at the moment. And I thought against Chelsea were really missing someone like him. Not that I like Flamini, but I just don't think he's cut out for the job against such a even though how bad Chelsea play at the moment, they still got some world class players.
Ben, agree? Disagree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Ozil, he runs the show. He always runs the show. I don't know how he does it at times, but I think the return of Alexis Sanchez could be a game changer for our season. I really, really do think it could be. But when Coquelin's back as well, the thing that most people don't see, right, is that we've stayed on the top of the league without Alexis Sanchez, without Francis Coquelin, without Santi Cazorla, with Flamini in the midfield. I mean, it's not a lot of teams that can say we've been top of the league with Flamini in the midfield for the last 2.5 months, 2 months, whatever it's been. He's not the best player. I agree with Oscar there, but I think he's done a good job as holding in that role, because he's been much less of a reckless player. But typical Flamini, he always loves putting a foot in every now and then. It's going to happen. But Ozil, he's the main man of this team, but Alexis Sanchez I think he'll hit the ground really hard. I put a bet on earlier. I put a $5 on Alexis scoring more than 15 goals from here up to the end of the season in the Premier League. I don't care how crazy that sounds, because I really, really do think he can do it.
So, you heard I heard talks of top of the table. Oscar, can Arsenal win the league? Yes or no? Your unbiased opinion.
My unbiased opinion and bias probably is yes, we can. And the only team that I think will stop us is us. I think we're a team that, if we really, really wanted it, we could go out and just really fight for it, especially staying top of the league with really, really key players out. I definitely think we can win the league, and I don't think that any team is going to really challenge if we play like we play in. But it's Arsenal, and you just never know.
All right, Ben.
I think I do agree with Oscar there. There's no team that can ruin a title chance like Arsenal can for ourselves. It's absolutely crazy how we do things at times. It's just we need to keep a level head. If we keep a level head from now to the end of the season, game after game, if we drop a point every now and then, that happens. You can't always not drop points. It's inevitable at the end of the day. But if we beat the teams that we know we can beat, you've got your Southamptons, we've got them coming up soon. You've got your Sunderland away soon. It's just a games that the games we should be winning, we have to win. If we lose a point against a good side, we lose a point against a good side. That, no change in that can happen. But we just have to keep a level head and just watch out for City because, Aguero's back now. Once Company's back, I think that'll be it. That really could be the time that City will make their big push. Because, their record at the start of the season with Company was absolutely crazy. But, if we keep a level head, I think we will be in there coming up to the final 5 games. 100%.
Well, another team in the title talks is Tottenham, who have been sensational this season. Harry Kane proving he's not a one-season wonder. Christian Eriksen, Dele Alli making the jump up to the Premier League. Other academy players like Tom Carroll have been doing great. Toby Alderweireld. I know both of you hate Spurs, but can you realistically, what's happening at Spurs? What are they doing right, and can they win the title, Oscar?
As an Arsenal fan, it hurts me to say this, but they are honestly turning into a team that I'm fearing. I don't think they could challenge for the title this year. I just don't. I think it's a few years too early. But in a few years advance, with some of the players they've got coming through, without a doubt, they'll challenge without a doubt. I think they'll make top 4. Yeah, I think they'll make top 4, but I don't think they'll do it.
Okay, Ben, what do you think? Do you agree with Oscar?
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, for the first, like you said, for the first time in a long time, Tottenham look a real good side. And one of the biggest differences I think I've seen with them is that they look like they're a proper team now. They look like they all play for each other more than anything, and you can see that now. And I think one of the biggest changes that Mauricio Pochettino has made is they defend as good as Chelsea have defended, in the last season. I think Spurs are outdoing them because the way Spurs defend it, I think, is absolutely brilliant. As a football hipster, I think it's just, I think it's brilliant to see. They really are a very, very good defensive side. Even though somehow Danny Rose is in that defence, play. But the midfields and Harry Kane up front, you can't go wrong with Harry Kane at the moment. He gets a chance and 9 times out of 10 it's in the back of the net. It's fair play to him. A year and a half ago I was calling him every single word under the sun, and now I really do think he's a really, really good player. And I am worried about Spurs. Top 4, yes. Title, no, simply because once a big player is injured, once a few players are out on injury, that's it. They've got no one to change that with. That's it. They've got a good starting 11, but like Arsenal a couple of seasons ago, they haven't got a good bench. Yeah.
So
they need some more players, I think.
So Spurs definitely need to add to that, but a player everyone's talked about is Harry Kane, who 23 appearances this year, has 13 goals, and many criticize him for, even though he is a natural goal scorer, which you can't doubt, he only has 66% shot accuracy this season in the Premier League. Oscar, what do you make of that? Is he lucky? Is he why is Harry Kane scoring?
I think he's a really good striker. I just don't know about him. He's the kind of striker that when you watch, he probably, watching wise, he's not the greatest to watch. He won't do any fancy flicks with the ball and stuff like that, but he gets the job done, and that's what Tottenham have needed for quite a while, as a striker that will score when you pass the ball to him, and that's what you get with Harry Kane. If you give the ball to him, like I said before, 9 times out of 10 he's going to put it in the back of the net, and I think that's why they're doing so well this year. It's like, although they've got a really good defence this year, they're scoring, and that's what you really need in this Premier League. You need to score goals.
All right, Ben. Well, so you heard what Asha say. Harry Kane undoubtedly will be heading to France next year with England. Does he improve England's chances of winning the Euros? What is he going to do in the Euros? Is he going to do what he does in the Premier League, or what can we expect from Harry Kane?
I mean, he's only played a couple of games for the senior England squad. And I'm pretty sure he scored in his debut like 5 minutes after coming on. I mean, that's a dream come true for any player. But that's just, I can't, with England, I can't say we're going to play well or we're not going to play well, because I was confident going into the World Cup. I was confident we could make it through our group, and no, obviously we didn't. We were just all left disappointed. You know, Harry Kane is a good player, and he, like Oscar said, he does get the job done without any rubbish going on top of it. He's just he's a worker. He works bloody hard for them. He works bloody hard with the team, and he's a natural. I think he's a natural number 9. He really is. He can pass the ball. He can hold the ball up. He can run with the ball, and he can definitely shoot. So I hope he really does fire for England, but it's just up to his mindset on the day if he says he does or he doesn't. So, you know, I'm hopeful.
All right, keeping with England, Oscar, who else is going to have to play a big role along with Harry Kane? Is Jamie Vardy going to show up at the Euros, or what do you think?
I think at the Euros we've got Harry Kane up front. I think will be great. Ross Barkley's looked really good this season, and I think he would be a great addition to that side. Of course, Wayne Rooney now starting to get back, but I'd still put Harry Kane up front at this moment in time. I think we need a good, solid defence, and I think that's an area we've struggled with after losing people like John Terry and Rio Ferdinand. So you never know with England. Like, going to the World Cup, we looked like we had a decent squad, and we just didn't do it. I think it's a team of great individuals, but we just can't work together as a team. It's something that I think we struggle with. So going to the Euros, I don't think we'll win it, but I think we'll do quite well. I'd say quarters, maybe quarterfinals, semi-finals, maybe.
Ben, Wayne Rooney, someone who has been sensational since the turn of the calendar year for Man United. What is he going to do at the Euros next year?
I hope I would love to see Roy Hodgson just once, mix it up with a two up top formation, be that 4-4-2, be that, you know, any other formation. I would love to see him try with Harry Kane and Wayne Rooney up top. If Sturridge is fit, by all means, try Sturridge as well. I'm pretty sure people won't be annoyed if Harry Kane and Daniel Sturridge mix and match with one another, because they're both very good strikers. When Sturridge plays well, Corey's a good old player. You know, but I think the game changer for us will be the midfield. We have to take. I think Eric Dyer, he has to go. 100%, he has to go. Don't even bother considering Gareth Barry, because, you know, Eric Dyer is just another level on top of him at the moment. Barkley, 100% should go. If Wilshere's fit and if he plays well and if he plays any games for Arsenal and looks like he's back, then take Wilshere, because Wilshere's always been very good under Roy Hodgson. You know, I remember a stat, he got like 6 out of the 7 man of the matches, which is crazy. And he does perform for England, he really does. But, you know, defence-wise, Stones 100% has to go. Cahill, as he's not playing a lot of time, I'll have to make a choice on him sooner or later. But Bainesy, he looks back to his best now. Bainesy looks 100% back to his best for Everton. You know, I don't want to say I'm really confident, but I agree with Oscar. Quarterfinals or semis, I'd be happy with that. But if we meet Germany, then I think all of my hopes and dreams will just be shattered, completely gone. So yeah.
All right, fair enough. Goalkeeper situation, Oscar. Joe Hart has been the number 1 at England for years now. Would you start Jack Butland next year at the Euros over Joe Hart? Why or why not?
Jack Butland has had he's had an amazing season for Stoke, and probably one of the biggest reasons why they're doing so well. But I just haven't seen him in an England shirt, and I think that's a mistake. With all the friendlies we've had, that Roy Hodgson hasn't started him. I would love to see him in an England shirt, but I think he's got to prove himself before in friendlies. Joe Hart's the kind of keeper you can put in goal, and he is going to save it. He's a shot stopper. He's a really good keeper, but it's a hard one because I know what Jack Butland could do, and but I think Roy Hodgson would play it safe and definitely go with Joe Hart.
All right. Well, I have my predicted England starting 11 here. You guys just leave your mics on for this. We'll go back and forth. I'm saying we're going to play a 4-2-3-1, all right? My goalkeeper is going to be Joe Hart. Ben, who's your keeper?
Joe Hart, 100%.
Oscar?
No, there's no bother changing that.
Yeah, Joe Hart.
All right.
Joe Hart.
Left back, Leighton Baines, clearly. Anyone else disagree? Anyone else
No.
even to mention?
No. Ready? I doubt Luke Shaw will be ready. I don't think Gibbs is going to get any game time with the way Monreal's playing for us. Another English left back, Danny Rose. I don't like Danny Rose. I think he's an abysmal player, if you ask me. I think Hodgson will take Baines and Gibbs, depending on if Luke Shaw and depending on how Danny Rose plays, and if Luke Shaw's back and ready. So
Okay.
left backs, yeah, that's them.
Center backs, I have John Stones and Gary Cahill as the partnership. Oscar?
Yeah.
What about you?
John Stones, without a doubt, I think he's had a great season. Everton did well to keep hold of him. Gary Cahill, he's a great centre back. I'm surprised John Terry's getting game time over him with the way he's playing. But yeah, definitely those two.
I also think Smalling maybe as well.
I was just about to say,
John
who else?
Stones,
If you're not
Chris
going to take
Smalling.
Gary
Yeah.
Cahill, Chris Smalling must be everyone's next option.
Yeah.
He'll
take Phil Jones as well. He'll take Phil Jones as well because he can play right back and centre back.
Stoke has had a phenomenal
was-
season. What about Ryan Shawcross? Would you take Ryan Shawcross to France next year?
I'd pick Phil Jones over him, probably. I'd probably take Phil Jones instead of him.
It depends on who he feels. It's a tricky one because I can admit he's had a good season, but
See, no, I think,
think-
from a Man United fan, I think Phil Jones is a pile of shit and should never play football ever again in the Premier League. Phil Jones isn't deserving to play football in the Premier League, let alone at Man United. I would never take him to France, but that's just me.
it's a tricky one. It just depends on who his defensive options are at the time. Isn't ready to go for it, then by all means, I think he should take Shawcross. He has been a very good player this season. He really has.
All right, right back. Kyle Walker or Nathaniel Klein, arguably the only two even to be talked about. Who would you take?
I'm happy with either. Honestly, I'm happy with either.
Oscar?
I'd take Nathaniel Klein. I think
That's my choice too. I agree.
He's a great right back. I think Liverpool did so well. That was great business getting him. Kyle Walker has had a really good season, but I thought last season he was rubbish. I think it's leading up. I think it's just got to assess it. But right now, I'd take Nathaniel Klein.
All right, center mids. I am going to drop Jack Wilshere and say Eric Dyer and Dele Alli as the center mid partner. Agree or disagree, Ben?
I think he'll take all three. Eric, he wouldn't start all three, but I think he would 100% take all three if they are fit and ready to play football.
So,
100%.
Oscar, out of those three, which two would you start?
Out of those three, I'd take Jack Wilshere and Dele Alli. I think Jack Wilshere in an England shirt is just something special. Also in an Arsenal shirt, whenever you see him come back from an injury, I think he always looks great. And because of how injury prone he is, he hasn't really had a full season to set on. I think he's a really good player.
Just a fun fact to upset Arsenal fans. Jack Wilshere has the same amount of Premier League goals as Dele Alli. Just keep that into consideration.
I mean, Jack Wilshere's never really been the kind of player to score a lot.
Jack Wilshere's never been a kind of player to play football more than twice in a month. But
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
all
I
right,
imagine Dele Alli's got more game time than in the Premier League as well.
wingers.
Crazy that.
Wingers. I don't want to say it because I think he's been pissed this year, but Walcott and Sterling. I mean, Sterling's been good, but Walcott, would you take him to France? Would you start him? He's going to go to France. Would you start him, Ben?
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd start him or not, but Roy Hodgson really does he likes Phil Walcott as a football player, and it's just how he uses him. If he can use Walcott to scare teams with his pace, then I think that's the best idea to go with. But he has been a bit disappointing this year, we'll be honest. But he's I think he's a much better player when he plays for England. Sometimes, he's really weird with his form. He'll be on for a couple of games and off for a whole bunch of games. It's crazy.
Center attacking mid. You could push Rooney there. You could play Adam Lallana there. My choice is Ross Barkley. Oscar, you are a Ross Barkley fan. You gonna stick by that? Start Ross Barkley.
I think Ross Barkley's a great player, a really good young England talent, and I think he will be one of the greatest cams in play for England.
Ben, Ross Barkley, start.
Yeah, Ross Barkley, 100%. With the amount of talent he has is crazy. He's stupidly talented, but the one thing that annoys me about him is his decision making is horrible. His decision making is absolutely shy.
I mean, he is playing at Everton. He has two options: pass it to Lukaku or not create a goal scoring opportunity. So,
I mean, there's times where I think, I'm just looking at him saying, pass the ball, and he'll just pass in a completely different direction. It's his decision making that turns me off about him at times, but the guy he's so talented. He's such a talented footballer, and I'm sure he'll sort that out. I'm 100% sure he'll sort that out.
And striker, if you don't play Wayne Rooney at cam, you can start him up top. You can start Harry Kane. Jamie Vardy's going to get a look in. If Andy Carroll stays healthy and he's continuing what he's been doing so far for West Ham, who knows? Andy Carroll could be in the talking. I'm assuming you both agree Harry Kane starts for England, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oscar?
Yeah, I think Harry Kane's a really good striker. I think if Daniel Sturridge is fit, he can be a great striker. But I think I'd take Harry Kane at this moment in time.
All right, so there we have it. That is our Euro prediction until injury strikes down all of England's chances of winning the Euros, which is bound to happen. But that will do it for us today for the first TFN podcast. Links to all of us will be in the description below to our Twitters, also to where you can find TFN, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, our website, YouTube, anything else I'm missing. I'm sure Peter will put it in the description for all. And take care. See ya.
See you later.
Bye.